Okay, well, let's get started. Before I jump into the questions, we're gonna play two truths and a lie. So you're gonna tell us two truths and a lie now, and at the end of the interview, you're going to reveal which one was the lie.
Okay.
All right?
Okay,
All right.
so
You
I
ready?
wrote these down. Yes. First one. I used to weigh 265 pounds. One of my daughter's names is Zena, and I own 4 dogs.
4 dogs. It's a lot of dogs.
It's a lot.
All right.
So those are the
Let's
four. I
get
mean,
in
I don't
there.
know how much more I need to go into that, but that's basically what I was able to
Those
come up
are
with.
good. And I can't tell. They're all very believable. All right. So thank you for your time tonight on a weekday night. And
Okay.
tell us a little bit about yourself before we jump into the real questions.
Well, everybody, I'm Victoria, in case you didn't catch that part. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I have 6 kids, and 3 of them live at home with us. And I just had my first grandbaby about a month ago. So
Congratulations! That's so
thank you.
awesome.
I'm really excited. I'm a grandma. That's what I've been watching, binge watching this one show, and the girl calls her grandma Glamma, and I was like, that's me because I'm like not ready to be called grandma yet.
That's awesome. I want to be a grandma.
Yes.
Where are you
Yeah.
located?
So well, I'm in a suburb outside of Houston in Pearland, Texas. We've been out here for just a few years. We moved out here for the great schools and athletic programs that they have out here. So much different than inner city schools, unfortunately, but it was a move that we made given that we have so many kids, and it
Oh,
was
yeah.
cheaper than paying for private school for all of them.
I understand that. Trust me, I understand that. Luckily, not all of them are in school yet, and some will be out of school by the time my youngest ones will be in school. So
Yeah,
it all works
that's
out.
how my life worked out. So
Yeah.
yeah, how
And
exciting.
what's your skin type?
I have dry, really dry. You can't tell right now because SB is amazing, but I have really dry, acne-prone skin. Aging, of course, is one of the things that one of my concerns as well.
I would have never guessed any of that you just said.
Yeah, I was watching some of the lives that you did earlier, and I think it was I can't remember her name, but I think her last name is I think McIntyre. And
Oh
she
yeah,
was
Megan.
saying, Megan, there we go. She said that, dry and acne prone skin is just a rare combination. I was like, yes, sister, it is, because that's me. That is
You all
totally
have been
me.
hiding.
Huh?
You all have been hiding. We need more of your interaction in group
Oh,
posts.
yeah, yeah. It's definitely one of those rare combinations that I
Yeah.
just, and I think it's happened as I've gotten older. I don't necessarily think that my skin was always like this. I think part of uh, the aging process for me has involved getting drier skin.
Yeah. That's normal though. It's very normal. As
Yeah.
we get older, our skin does get drier. Um, and I never had acne as a teenager. I didn't start
Mm.
getting acne until after I had my first child.
I
And I
didn't
was
have
like,
acne till my 30s.
yeah. So it's a brand new struggle.
It is. It is,
Um,
but I've been
so,
dealing with it.
but your skin looks amazing. You look very
Thank
fresh
you.
and dewy right now and
Thank
smooth.
you.
I can't see any fine
Cucumber.
lines. Yeah, I can't see any pimples. Like I'm breaking out like crazy right now. It's driving me insane.
Oh, they're there.
So before you used to have like really dry skin, and what kind of products were you using before, and how did they deliver?
Um, I got introduced to like department store brands really young. Um, my dad kind of spoiled me with that kind of stuff as far as like makeup when I turned 16, and so I had a baby when I was so young. So, I mean, I didn't have any of the traditional, quinceañera or even a sweet 16 or anything like that. So, for my 16th birthday, my dad was like, let's go to the department store. We'll get you some name brand makeup and stuff for your face. And I was hooked. So, I started using Lancome since I was like 16 years old, which seems kind of crazy, right? Because I just totally
Yeah,
skipped over department store stuff.
that's one of the higher
And
end brands too.
yeah, yeah, and so it was, and that's what I'm saying. Like it's really nuts that it started that way. But then, as I got older and had to kind of be on a budget, I kind of took a step back to kind of department store stuff. So then I started using like a lot of Aveeno products,
Hmm.
and they worked relatively well for me because I really think just because I was so much younger at that time, and my skin concerns weren't as um, they're not as relevant as they are now. Like right now, my skin concerns really like I have a lot of issues with my skin versus when I was younger, I didn't have as many issues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going through the
So
change.
so those were the two that I kind of swapped into in and out was Aveeno and like Lancome
Okay.
all these years.
It's funny because I swapped out the same two brands.
Oh,
It's so
really?
weird. Yeah. Well, I didn't ever have to pay full price for Lancome though because I actually used to work for them.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
but a lot of their stuff actually made my face sting or break
Uh-huh.
out.
Oh, wow.
So I couldn't really use them like I wanted to. Um, the Aveeno worked out better for me, but that's just because it was drying my skin out. The Aveeno was drying my skin out, and the Lancome was making me break out. So I was kind of
Oh, wow.
losing either way. um, what were your biggest fears and struggles about trying a new skincare line?
Well, when I was budgeting and trying to find like a department, like a drugstore brand to use, I used a few different other ones. I've tried like I tried some of the cleaning clears, and I tried like what was the other brand? Olay. I had always heard a lot like about Olay, but those things made my face like break out, and it's so weird. They made me break out really bad, almost like in rash, like a reaction or something, which is really weird because my skin is highly resistant. I just couldn't figure out what I was reacting to in a lot of those products. So um, instead of it did the opposite of what I was hoping to do. Like instead of helping my skin, it was just menacing my skin. So I just that's what my biggest concern was about finding a new skincare brand was having to go through those trials and errors and then take it having those trials and errors take its toll on my skin.
Yeah, I think that's the most frustrating part is like the time you invest in trial and error and the money that you're just
Yeah.
pretty much throwing away. And it's, yeah, it's frustrating. Get that. How did you discover Sabbatical Beauty?
I read about Sabbatical Beauty in a magazine, in Allure magazine. I
Oh, okay.
frequently binge through like TV shows and like reading, and
Hmm.
it pops off. So I just finished doing a whole bunch of TV shows. I think I'm about ready to start reading again. And anyway, part of my reading, I like magazines because there's a lot of short articles in there. It's like instant gratification with their essays and stuff like that. And so anyway, one of the magazines I had with was the Allure magazine, and that's where I came across the SV and their Got Grit set, and I was just thinking like I really need to try this stuff. So I went all out and bought the full size like right off the bat.
Wow, that's a
Yeah,
lot of faith into a brand
yeah,
new product and brand that you never heard of. That's awesome.
yeah. I
And
figured if I was gonna give it a go, that I really needed to invest in it because I wasn't sure about sample sizes and how or what are
yeah,
travel sizes now. But I didn't know if I was like, if they only last a week or two, then how am I going to really know if I don't get, because in my mind, anytime I try something, I got to give it a full month. So I thought
yep.
to myself, this, yeah. for me to really make up my mind about it. So I thought, well, if I go with the full size, that should cover me for a month, and then I can make up my mind about it. So
Yeah. And you were not disappointed
not
because you've been with
disappointed.
me since that Allure article came out. That Allure article came out before I even heard of Sabbatical Beauty. So you've been around for a while.
Yeah, well, I lingered for a long time, or lurked for a long time, I guess, and before I finally convinced myself to make that, purchase and just do it, and it's like you said, I wasn't disappointed after I did it, so
Yeah.
I'm very
And
happy. I'm very glad
what
I did.
was it? What was it that finally gave you that push to buy the product and try it?
Just being a part of the community and the Facebook community, and then just doing my own independent research. Like I started to look at uh, the history behind SB and how it got started and stuff like that. So I did a little bit of research, not a whole lot, but it did help me make up my mind a lot, just to kind of see that somebody who was really frustrated with not finding the kinds of products that you needed for your skin just decided to say, you know what, I'm going to make my own stuff, because I felt at some point was like, maybe I should make my own, and I don't know how. So
I was at that point too. I was at
yeah.
that point. And then after I started using SB and I started getting to know Adeline a little bit better, she was like, "Oh my gosh, make sure that you're using preservatives and make sure that you're only like using it for a couple days and then you're throwing it out because you could be doing harm to your skin." And I'm like, "Oh my God, what have I been doing?" Like,
Yeah,
I thought I was
I
doing
came
things
across
so
the
right,
molding
but I was
mask.
doing things wrong. So now, like, I don't even try to make my own stuff anymore. Adeline makes it easy. It's just like
Very
she
easy.
puts a bunch of good stuff together and you buy it and that's it. And you don't have to think about recipes and percentages and measuring things. I hate measuring things. I don't even measure when I cook, which is why
No.
I'm not a good baker. No, I never measure when I cook. But so thank you, Adeline, for making our lives easier.
Yes. Hi,
We got
Natalie.
so
Hi,
desperate.
Alexandra. Madeline.
We got so desperate to the point of making our own stuff, and we were probably
Yep.
doing it wrong. And then along
Yep.
comes Adeline in her cape, and she makes everything fair. Um,
Yeah.
so what results did you hope to see with Sabbatical Beauty, and did you achieve those results?
I think um, I kind of went in there with very low expectations, just because nothing I had tried before really gave me what I was looking for. And I thought, well, let me just go in and try it. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, then I didn't spend a whole lot because of the travel sizes. It was really convenient for you to try it out and kind of make up your mind about it. Um, so I was really just hoping to find some kind of just moisture. I mean, and it's so hot. It's so hot in Houston. I mean, it's so humid, and you're sweating all the time. So it's kind of hard to really feel how dry your skin is until you go inside, and then it's like, wow, my face is really dry. Like it almost even to the point where you feel like thirsty, like physically thirsty. Yeah, because of how dry it is, and so I just really, that's what I wanted the most, was relief in as far as the dry skin, and I think I'm getting there. I don't know that I feel 100% just yet, but that's because I've kind of gone off. I went off of SB for a little while when I had that bacterial. Um, I had like a bacterial skin condition, like after the hurricane Harvey last year. I
Yeah,
helped a few friends cleaning up in their house, and one of the mistakes I made was not wear protective gear. So I had this rash like all over the sides of my face and my neck and in my arms, from the bacteria that's involved in the cleanup process. So I know better now to wear protective gear next time. But I had to stop like for was it maybe 3, 4 months, just nothing,
wow.
just yeah, just my products. And I would cheat every now and again and use like concealer and a little bit of foundation, just because I was so um, self-conscious about the redness in my face. But it was a really dark, well, not dark, but it was a hard time for me. It was a hard, I kind of went off the whole Facebook community too. Like I didn't participate for a while there um, because of it, just because I was so self-conscious and just upset that my skin had gotten so bad. But then once that finally cleared up and the doctor said, go ahead and start using whatever products you want to use, then I started to use all my SB again, and oh, my skin has been so happy since.
That's so good. I love that story. So I'm going to tell you all something that some of you know, some of you don't know about SB's moisturizers and why it's so different than the other luxury moisturizers out there, that no matter how thick of a cream that you get, your skin still feels dry. And even if it's
Okay.
like a $300 cream, your skin still feels dry. It's because those other brands, the level of moisture and hydration is it's like shallow. It only reaches the top layers of your skin because
Mm,
it's not bioavailable and it doesn't absorb into your skin like it should to the deeper levels to really go where it needs to go to keep a constant moisture, to actually help build and attract more moisture and hold it there. And because Adeline uses fermented ingredients like coconut in a lot of her moisturizers, maybe even all her moisturizers, correct me if I'm wrong, Adeline, it absorbs into the deeper layers of the skin, not just the surface layers. So it's not like artificial moisture where you can just see it and get instant gratification. It's actually working over time to increase your to strengthen your moisture barrier and to increase your level of moisture. So there's a little tidbit for you.
well, I've
Um,
definitely noticed deep hydration over the last few months, and or yeah, since I started using Sabbatical again, which was like probably January. So it's definitely helped. Definitely helped so much. I love it.
yep. And the same goes for her body lotions too. It's the same because they're really thin and runny. And I put them on, and I didn't expect anything um, like extraordinary from a body lotion, right?
Mhm.
Because every single one I've used has been disappointing. But the thin layer, it doesn't feel greasy at all. It's not sticky or tacky. It just absorbs like that. And
Yeah.
my legs were smooth like all day long because of
Mhm.
how it penetrates. So
You know
love it.
what? I will say that I'm sorry to mean to interrupt, but I put on a whole bunch of the rose lotion the other day on my body. And that afternoon or that evening, my son wanted to go swim. And I'm swimming in the water and I'm like doing like leg kicks and like trying to do a little bit of exercise while I'm in there. And I'm feeling my legs and I was like literally feeling like all over my legs because they still felt so smooth and soft. And I could still tell that the lotion was on there. And my son's looking at me like, Mom, what are you doing rubbing your leg? And I'm like, it's soft. Leave me alone.
Okay, so Adeline's saying yes, it's true, but I think some other brands can do that too. Yes, okay, some other brands do that too with the fermentation and the bioavailability, but a lot of brands don't. And so if you had struggled before with not having enough moisture, it's probably because it wasn't absorbing like it should have been, like to the deeper layers. Um, and now that you've integrated Sabbatical Beauty into your regimen, how do you feel about your skin?
Um, I haven't felt the way I feel about my skin since I was probably about 16, 17 when I first started using all that stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if you can tell, but like if I let me get a tissue. Let me get a tissue and you'll see. I don't even put foundation on anymore. I've used just a little bit of concealer on my face and you see that's dirt in there, not foundation or any kind of powder or anything on my skin. All across here and even here, nothing.
Wow.
So I
Wow.
am very happy with how my skin has changed since using SB. Like I've gotten to the point where I feel comfortable enough not wearing foundation, I put a little bit of concealer here, sometimes not that much, but I do hide like the zits a little bit. That's probably why you couldn't see them, but I do put a little bit on there just to kind of mask some of the redness. But I think I'm giving up foundation for sure.
That's
It's been 2 weeks.
awesome. That's so
Yeah,
great. And you have such a good glow happening right now. And
thank
your
you.
lighting isn't even like, because you're a little bit dim, but I can see like the glow is amazing.
Yeah,
You just
yeah, it's all
trying
SB.
to. um, so many people tell us that they find the SB Facebook community one of the best parts of the brand. What has been your experience in our group?
I love it. I love it. I love that not only do we empower each other with self care and beauty products or in that sense, but we also just life in general. We empower each other and we kind of just talk to each other um, about life and good self-care habits, whether they're beauty habits or any other habits that you can just incorporate into your life that are for self-care, which is it's really important. Like that's why I just love this group, because for a long time, and I don't know, Marissa, if you can relate at all, but when you have so many babies to like take care of and all kinds of other things, at the end of the night sometimes you're just like, dang, I don't have time for nothing. Like I don't even want to do anything. And it's really important to just remember to take care of yourself, because if you don't, then you can't take care of everybody else. And so it's gotten to a point, that also got to a point for me in my life where I felt like, yes, I need to focus a little bit more on self care.
Yeah, and that's awesome. Sometimes on those nights where I feel like I just don't want to do anything else, I'll actually take my entire regimen with me to bed and I will lay in bed and do layer by layer while I'm in bed watching TV.
I've
And
done that
I'm okay
too.
with that.
Yeah, I'm for it. I'm all for it, Marissa. I've done it too.
Yep. I mean, 6 kids, that's a lot of kids. Um, People used to tell me I had a lot of kids when I had three. I'm like, no, I
Yeah.
don't really have a lot of kids. And then I had, four, and I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of getting there, but four is like average in my family. And then after I had this last one, I'm like, okay, you can say I have a lot of kids now. So, and I used to be part of all of these mom groups on
Yeah.
Facebook, but as soon as I found the SB group, I quit all of those other mom groups
Yep.
because they were all so judgy. Everybody
Yeah.
had something to say about like the way that I was parenting. It was like, oh, you co-sleep, oh, you breastfeed, and then there were the other ones where like, oh, you feed formula, oh, you don't wear your baby, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is not what I came here for. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
come here to be judged on every single decision I made. I came here to connect with people. And so I was so
Yeah.
happy when I found the SB group. And I just left all of those other ones.
Yep.
And if you were an SB product, which one would you be?
I thought about this for a while, and my first instinct was like the red wine, of course, because I'm so full of stinking wine, right? That I could probably be a red wine press serum. But like seriously, what I would think I would be if I was an SB product, I think I would be Glow. And the
Perfect.
reason is Glow really helps make scars disappear. And I really feel like a lot of what I've been through, some of the dark times of my life, you know, I've come out of it and I'm good. I'm very happy to say that I've survived a lot of things. And so my scars are gone, and so I feel like I'd be Glow.
It's like metaphorical too. It symbolizes your journey as a person as well. So I love that. That's amazing. That's probably like the best answer I've ever heard. And it's so fitting.
Aw.
Um, I want to be your friend in real life.
Oh, I want to be your friend too. Like I was a little starstruck earlier because you're like a little SB celebrity, and I'm like, I'm gonna be like, I was like, giving myself a pep talk, like be cool, be cool. Marissa's cool,
Oh,
Adeline's gonna be there, be
dude,
cool.
I'm nobody. I'm nobody. I'm just a girl from the burbs who happen to find an awesome group of people who want to hear what I have to say. That's it. I'm happy that you all actually like to listen to what I have to say because nobody ever likes to listen to what I have to say. They're like, oh, we're talking again. So, at home I'm just Marissa. I'm just little Marissa, little niece Marissa, little granddaughter Marissa. But to you guys, I feel like I'm special and I love it, and you all are special too in your own ways. That's why we do this series. It's because, like, dude, I know you all have to be sick of me sometimes because I'm always on here. We have to feature the other special
No.
people too. So that is awesome, and I'm so happy that you did this. Okay, before we go, we're going to reveal your two truths and a lie.
Okay.
So,
So I'm just gonna repeat them before I reveal them. So the first one
okay,
was I used to weigh 265 pounds. The second one is one of my daughter's names is Zena. And the third one is I own 4 dogs.
okay.
So the lie, are y'all ready? I do not own 4 dogs. I really wish I did. I don't own any dogs right now, but I miss having a dog, and I wish I had time to take care of a dog, but we don't have any pets.
I was going to say, if you had 4 dogs, dude, like how? I was thinking about how in the world because she has 6 kids and 4 dogs. I couldn't even take care of one dog when I had 3 kids or 2 kids. 2 kids. I couldn't even take care of the dog because it's so much
Well,
work.
yeah, only 3 of the kids live at home now. 3 of them don't live with us, but it's still, yeah, even when we had the one dog, it was a lot of work. And you would think 6 kids would be all over taking care of that dog, and that they wouldn't.
They say
So it
they
was,
will. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, it's okay. I'll take them for walks. I'll clean up their poop. I'll give them baths. Lies. Don't believe them. If your kids
nope.
are begging you for a pet and they're promising you all this stuff, don't believe them. They're lying. They're lying.
That's
Right.
true.
Well, thanks again. I really loved this interview, and
I did
you
too.
are
Thank
my last one before I fly out to North Carolina tomorrow. So my next few interviews are going to be from North Carolina.
Can't wait.
And if you guys are watching the replay, go ahead and drop any questions you have for Victoria or I, and we'll answer them as we see them. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Check out all of the handy dandy playlists we've made for you to make things easier. We have product reviews, tutorials, more interviews with other SBs. We have old box reviews, new box reviews, just everything you could possibly think of. We probably have an answer for it on YouTube. So you guys have a good night, and thanks for hanging out with us. Bye.
Bye.